The concept is that the people who do not have a voice, you can give them a voice. The people who are living a story and we don't know about it, or we hear from outside, why not let the people themselves to tell their own stories? The refugee children in refugee camp, this is the best things that we can bring to refugee camps, is it education, because many of the families that they want to leave the countries or refugee camps and come to Europe, they do it because of the education of the children. My concept is bring the education to the camps and help the people in the camps, the children, to get enough education so they will not want it to move to Europe or other countries. This is the first thing. The second is that we never seen refugee camps through the eyes of refugee children. It's very different when a professional photographer doing some works and a children which live there doing this. So these are the main reason why I created this project over the 40 years now, and creating relation, connection between people in the war zone, in the conflict zone, and everywhere. A refugee camp is like a city. The same people that you can find in a city, you will find in refugee camps. The difference is that all of them, doesn't matter their job, what was it, they're all living in the same one place, one tent. Every family has one tent. And suddenly living in your city, your home, and finding yourself under a tent with no education for your children, with no other rooms, with no possibility of having privacy, it's really, really difficult. And that's why I think that people should understand why there is refugees. This is the reason which I'm doing all this work. So just to understand and ask the question, why there are refugees? Forget about what is happening. If we ask this why, and that's what I'm going in the refugee camps, living there, teaching them, and trying to help them inside the refugee camps. The main victims of all wars and the conflicts are the children. So when you are refugee children, living in a war zone, living in refugee camps, you are almost double suffering, because one of the main problems with the refugee children is that they don't know why suddenly they lost everything. They don't know why there is war. They don't know why they have to flee their home. They don't know why they have to leave their friends and everything's behind and go back. So this even make them the life even more difficult in the refugee camps for them. The only things that really make them happy is to playing and to study. This is the only things. Play and study. And this helped the refugee children a lot. The concept of this project is giving camera as a tool, but teaching and training them. Photography is a language. Photography, it's meaning writing by light. You know, we write, it's graphy is light. So it's a language. It is not just that you can give a camera and someone take you good pictures. You have to learn them, you have to teach them. So I spend a lot of time spending there in the refugee camps, teaching them, explaining them that this is a tool that you can tell your own stories to the people. It is not just go and take selfies or take pictures of whatever you want. I'm teaching them in a very, very specific way to photograph their daily life, their stories. That's why you see these incredible pictures that are very, very high quality. Some of them, you know, when I look them, and I said, it has been 50 years I'm a photographer, and I wish I have taken those pictures that some of the children they taken. It's so overwhelming. It's so beautiful, their works. I have been 40 years now photographing the wars and conflict in those countries. from all the Middle East, the Iran Revolution, the war in the Caucasus, and all of them I have seen. And everything is happening now. Europe has capacity and possibility of solving it if they want it. We have every material, every possibility, everything. If in the name of the Europe, not only one country by one country, not saying that, okay, you French, you do this, you Malta, you do this, you Spanish, you do this. If Europe put all together in one really think tank, how to solve the problems, I can have the solution in few months. I have been traveling 40 years there, and I know how to solve all these problems, not leave those people to come and give them a decent life. That's what I think about this tragedy happening here.